you know what I'd say? I think the industry in this country, I think, is changing.
Go for it.
I think that the high street may be around in 10 years. The corporates will certainly be around, but they're going to be massively struggling. Why are they going to be massively struggling? Because there are people within corporate agencies, like I've got a group called Savage Academy, and we just literally, it's just what I do behind the scenes, right? And there are guys in that group that are working for corporate that are going, why am I doing everything I'm doing? And I'm bringing all of these instructions on. I'm having to constantly back the comments from the senior guys saying, no, it's about listings. And I'm all about, no, it's about doing right by the individual seller. And they're going, but now I've looked at my pay slip and I'm getting paid as a senior branch manager, getting paid 5% commission on a property that I've just sold that I brought to market, and I get 4% override. When I was a negotiator working at Winkworth and Ladbroke Grove, I was on 15% commission. So as a negotiator on a 10 grand fee, that was 1,500 quid, 4 of those in a month, that's 6 grand. Yet you compare that with someone that's being paid nothing but doing a phenomenal job, and it all becomes about what is the business model, what's the business doing, less about the actual individual. That is one thing I am seeing change. So where you got the guys in Dubai, that's it. There's maybe there's not the bank of mum and dad, but they have certainly burnt the boats, and it has to work. Those bridges, in terms of like that gap between money and themselves, is all on them. And I think where you're looking at the brokerage models now, a lot of these good people that are working in these independents and these corporates are thinking, why don't I just do this myself? And then when they dive in, they suddenly realise, oh my God, that's a lot of work I need to do right now. And if they embrace it and run with it, when I'm interviewing these sellers to other agents I know across the UK, those other agents I'm talking to are not BSing me. They're going, right, bosh, lovely. When do you need me? What do you do? And suddenly it's here, and there you go. Just delivered more than asking price, but yet the previous agent had it on for a year.
So you're creating another environment, and I'm listening to you, Sylvia. I think if people were living in the UK, they may well resonate with that. They may not. But I think there's a lot of truth behind that, and I think culturally, people don't actually like to see people do too well in this country.
That's right. No. Yeah,
isn't that a shame?
It's madness. It's madness.
It is madness, isn't it? But
and they're the first to troll, and if you post something on it, that's why people are terrified to get on video, because
that's what I mean. So it's kind of like, well, if I put myself out there, my mates are going to rip the piss out of me. I'm going to look like I'm a big head or whatever. And I've been through all of that, by the way. You can't not. You have to go through that pain, and it is painful, because ultimately you've grown up in towns or locations or communities, and you're putting yourself out there. Yet in Dubai, no one knows you. Yeah. So it's this.
Be who you ever
so it's like, right, who am I really? And I'm going to go at it like this. Unless you do what John's doing, which is, this is important to me, these are my values, this is how I'm going to operate, and I'll take the hits or the trolls alongside the people that connect with your brand. So is that your advice if people aren't leaving the UK, John, and they're going to stay in the depressed state that the country is in at the minute, which is, do you know what, I'm not going to join them, I'm going to beat them?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that I served, and I use that experience of being in the parachute regiment. Some people would say to me, John, you shouldn't be so tough on your boy that's currently playing on that football pitch. And I'm like, I'm tough on him because if he's being lazy then, and he is not collapsing, right? He won't collapse. He's at 40% right now. He's not going to collapse, but he needs to see what's on the other side. So when he does, he goes, whoa, I never experienced this before. Suddenly he's leveled up. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, just keep going, and if you have a belief, whatever your belief is, run with that belief.
Do you coach agents?
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah. And one of the things I coach them on is when they say, but we want leads. I'm like, no, you don't want leads. What you want is consumer psychology, behavioral psychology. You need to understand how to qualify buyers. So every buyer going to that property you're about to show them, they are going to make an offer on. That's what you need to do, because those leads, when we spoke on our podcast and you were talking about today's buyer's tomorrow's seller, right? And in 15 years' time, that buyer comes back to you, you're future-proofing your business.
Absolutely.
So that lead is staring you straight in the face, and that lead's going to be in the coffee shop going, have you spoken to Sylvia? Have you spoken to Matt? Have you spoken to John?
They're your voice.
Exactly, because if you're struggling to sell right now, I think these are the people to help you. So it's not the leads to get those leads of people that don't know what you stand for, never met you in their life. Understand how to qualify buyers first.
Yeah.
If you know that, then you're going to smash it. Simple. Then you will start getting the right leads, not the ones that you bought from Facebook.
Coaching. Sylvia. What are your thoughts on coaching?
I've got quite an opinion on coaching.
Well, share your opinion, please.
Well, I just think we're at a stage where everyone's become a guru in something.
Well, they're either a real estate agent or they're a coach or a guru. Okay,
and and everyone's trying to sell a course or an online subscription of stuff. Everyone's the Andrew Tate of real estate. And I'm always, for me personally, I only like to get advice or guidance from someone who has achieved what I want to achieve. So in real estate, I would say it's kind of questionable why you'd have a real estate coach, that if you were so great, then you'd be making millions as an agent yourself without the need to make some additional income by coaching. So I believe in mentoring rather than coaching. A lot of the kind of gurus, I mean, you've got not just real estate coaches, but you've got personal branding coaches, marketing coaches, and how to do this and do that. And I don't know, I really struggle with them myself personally. I'm not very coachable, and I'm very opinionated on brands and appearance and so on, that it's not for me. I can't be coached.
But that's so I do understand it, because there are people where they said, but I wouldn't do what John does, and I was like, but what would you do then? And I'm like, right, so what you're doing ain't working, and what I'm doing, what I'm telling you right now is do that. You know, when I was being that manager,
it's more mentorship, isn't it?
It is more mentorship, but then there is let's say I go back to the military. If I want to know anything, there is a manual and a process for absolutely everything.
Yeah.
And so if I don't know that, and I should know it, I'm going to get punched straight in the face. So pain associated learning. Oh, I better find out what's in that manual and follow that process. And I'm not saying whether maybe it's a combination of both mentoring and coaching, but there's the process. Follow that process. Oh, you've just started day 1, week 1. Follow that process. Do that. If I catch you doing anything else but that, you get one opportunity. Don't coach it again. You're getting sacked. Simple. Why? Because I want that person to be successful. I want them to earn the money they potentially could earn, not allow them to just go off on the Hulu. But equally at the same time, I'm always reading copywriting books. I'll read, for example, Chris Voss, Never Split the Difference. Yeah. I'll be reading what he's doing. I'll then pick up Persuasion, Robert Cialdini. And these people aren't estate agents. No. But there's someone that actually I can go, oh,
I could do that.
It could be $1 million sitting inside that sentence or that chapter, that I've never heard before. Dan Kennedy, Russell Brunson, Jim Edwards. And I'm like, oh, that makes so much sense. I'm going to try that. Oh, it worked. And then, of course, I'm going to make sure that the people around me, if they're in my group, they're going to get the knowledge.
This is personal development, and I'm like so for it.
Yeah.
Reading books, watching podcasts for me is like a must in terms of kind of educating yourself, personal development.
Yeah.
I think the conferences are dying. I think the conferences are kind of being replaced with podcasts to some degree. Like, I want to tap into this kind of knowledge or this conversation on my terms when I want to, when I'm in the gym or when I'm going for a run.
Yeah. Do I want to be somewhere for 3 days or 2 days
so
listening
I think conferences are kind of going out.
Do you get many conferences in Dubai?
You do, but because of their, sponsorship opportunities. It's not so much for education purposes. It's that there's a lot of brands ready to sponsor and have a booth and have a, be on a panel, having a discussion. That's people, again, working on their personal brand, their PR. They want to be seen as a thought leader on a particular subject. They want to be put on panels.
So your thoughts about the coaching and maybe same as training, if you were that good, you'd be smashing it out of the park, not coaching and training.
Yeah. And I don't know.
Anyway, I'm off.